Hello, trading is closed on August 20th, 2018. Over the weekend we had lower targets and we said unless we gapped up smartly and took out this high, they should print. Well, we gapped up smartly and took out the high. This one gets added to the list. This one time runs out early tomorrow. It's unlikely it'll print, but you never know. Right now it still is a target, but I'm not betting any money on it. If it doesn't print tomorrow, it should print at some time. During the day, MEJT said ultimately higher prices would print, said this move was false and that prices would retrace. And there's nothing new for tomorrow. Well, we have mixed signals. Commonest thing is we gap, promptly move outside the day's range. Next most common is we close little change, have the big move Wednesday, and by far the least common is none of those things happen. We've been looking for a few things to call a top in this area before a new high prints, and we've come ever so close. We were looking for bar 13 of the sequential sell to print. That printed today. Bar 13 of the combo can close early. Has to close higher than 28.58.45 to be for real. But it can close early, and this is all we need for to mark sell signals on these indicators. They mark the area of, but not necessarily the exact price of a high if they work, which hasn't happened yet. One bar over this line is resistance. So not only are you printing sell signals, you're also at resistance. We've also been looking for us to trade over this line by the same distance we traded under it. I've fine-tuned the price, and today we came within 5 points. Now 5 points in the market over 2,800 doesn't mean that much to me. Would make a little cleaner picture if tomorrow we traded slightly over today's high and closed over 28.58.45. That would give us bar 13 for real. But it doesn't have to happen. It would also be darn close to 317 points over this, probably within a point or two. Well, this was the count I was using, but as I said, you could count this consolidation any way you want to. If this is 2, this should be an impulse. I'm not seeing that. But you don't have to fiddle too much to move B over to here and get C and A having a nice fib relationship. And if we do drop from this area, everything fits. Well, if we close over the all-time high, and we're awfully close to doing that, the wave count I'm using gets invalidated. But I'm going to stick with it. We have mixed signals because this pattern usually with the early high and the late low has a negative bent to it. And unless we take out this low early, higher prices should print. But it's negative when you rally all day long and can't take out any of these highs. Negativity goes away if you gap up and take out the high. So with one pattern being invalidated with taking out the high, one being invalidated by taking out the low, we either decide early or piddle around for a day and then decide. What I'd like to see is to close little change tomorrow, trading slightly over this high and closing over 28.58.45, but we don't have to. If we start to drop in spades, which hasn't happened, but if we do, we have all we need as far as I'm concerned, within 5 points to meet DeMark's criteria for a top. I prefer, based on some other stuff, we piddle around today and have the big move later in the week, but it's really cutting it close. And as I said, if you break a 0.5% higher, the wave count is invalidated, so it's a reasonable stop. Tomorrow, commonest thing is gapping outside the range, moving outside of it quickly. I'm hoping we get the next most common, which is closing a little change, ideally slightly higher and trading slightly over this high. But we are cutting it close here. We're awfully close to finding out if my wave count's right and my whole analysis is right, in which case a big drop should be very close at hand. And that's today's call.